Good afternoon, I'm Nicole Brown. It is my pleasure to be your MC today, and welcome to the 7th annual Raise the Roof event, and our first ever, you know what I'm going to say, ever virtual event. Let's hear it. We are so grateful for our small studio audience, which you guys heard from at home, and our sponsors are here with us at WTCI, and every single person that is tuning in to join us across the Chattanooga area. Hello, everybody in Chattanooga. We're so excited you're watching, too. We want to thank you so much for making it a point to support Habitat for Humanity of Greater Chattanooga area today. So first off, I want to let everybody know that's watching, everybody in here, if they're not eating, they're wearing their Habitat mask. We're social distance, and I even have my own bubble, and I haven't seen people since March. So we're being very, very safe. At this time, I'd like to welcome the Reverend Louisa T. Parsons of St. Francis of the Assisi Episcopal Church to open up our lunch-in with a prayer over our food and blessing.
Good afternoon. I'm Lou Parsons from St. Francis of Assisi Episcopal Church, and we have the great privilege of presenting the Book of Holy Scripture to every new homeowner for Habitat for Humanity here in the greater Chattanooga area. And it is my privilege to be with you today as we join in prayer. Let us pray. Good and gracious God, you richly bless so many of us, and we in turn are called to share our blessings with others. We give thanks for the many gathered today for this fundraiser for Raise the Roof in order that we might provide more families with home. Certainly in this time of pandemic, good Lord, we know the power of home and the safety of home. And it is our prayer that we will be able to provide more homes to people in this area. We also remember at this time the many who put themselves out in service to others. Those in the healthcare and first responder professions, those who offer care to others, be they in facilities or individual homes. For those in our community who see themselves as servants, we bid your protection, your strength, and your comfort. And Lord, as we have been greatly blessed, we pray your continued blessings on us, that we may be a people called to serve others, to seek justice, to bring hope. And as we do this, bless this food, all who made this food possible, and bless this food in us to your service, that we might serve your holy name. This we can only pray in your holy name. Amen.
At this time, I want to let you know in advance, I will be asking for your participation. I know that people only see me, but they can kind of see you sometimes too. You agree with this? Yeah. So when I call on you, I'm going to, hey, I want you to engage with me, okay? I think you're going to be my best friend for this whole program. At this time, I'd like to thank our sponsors, event committee, and our special guests. Today's luncheon is fully underwritten by many generous sponsors. Our presenting sponsor is Linda Brock Homes. You can clap. Our platinum sponsor, First Horizon Bank. Our gold sponsors are Home Builders Association of Greater Chattanooga, Greater Chattanooga Realtors, the Mark Height team, and our silver sponsors, EPB, Warren and Griffin PC, Title Guarantee and Trust, Mortgage Investors Group, And our lovely bronze sponsors are Dairy Berry Public Relations, the Double Cola Company, PNC Construction, HHM, Raymond James, and Covenant Transport. And of course, we have to thank our media sponsors, the Chattanooga Times Free Press. Yeah. And of course, a very special thanks to WTCI for broadcasting this event. The Barn Nursery, you all see our greenery? It looks very nice, right? Well, that is courtesy of the Barn Nursery and Panera Bread's partnership for our lunches today, which I'm sure they are delicious, right? At this time, we must say a very special thank you to our co-chairs for this event. They are Jay and Cynthia Dale. They have been crucial in our planning process for today, which you know has had its challenges in a virtual event. Thank you for giving your time to chair this event. You are invaluable to our community. And they are with us today, so let's get a camera shot on our lovely co-chairs. And they look even better in person, just so you know that. Habitat would also like to extend a very deep gratitude to our dedicated Raise the Roof committee. If you've ever served on a committee for any event, you know you've worked very, very hard. So we want to thank the committee members for their hard work in making today such a success. And on behalf of Habitat, thank you. If I could sing a song, I would sing it to you. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for applauding all of the hard work of everyone that's worked so hard to do this event here in Chattanooga. And now I get to be really excited. You guys want to be excited with me? Yeah. I know. So now, I have the honor of introducing Habitat for Humanity International's president and CEO, Jonathan Reckford. Jonathan Reckford began his journey as Chief Executive Officer of Habitat of Humanity International in 2005. Somebody's been working a long time for this cause here. Drawing upon his decades of experience, ranging from Wall Street to local churches, doing a lot of work, Jonathan has led to Habitat's growth throughout the entire globe. Not many of us can say we're doing that kind of work here. Through his management, Habitat has grown from serving, you ready for this number? Because I love data. 125,000 individuals a year to helping more than 7 million people last year alone. Build home, build strength, build stability and independence through shelter. That is so important. So please join me in watching this special message for Chattanooga.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Reckford, CEO of Habitat for Humanity. I wish I could be there in person with you to thank you for your support and to congratulate you on the exciting work going on in the Chattanooga area. I'm especially excited about the work in the Orchard Knob Collaborative Project and how it emphasizes the inextricable connection between health and housing. Hospitals are housing people at exorbitant rates because patients who don't have a healthy place in which to live repeatedly return to the emergency room and inpatient care. If we address housing issues that impact health, we improve the quality of life for patients and we reduce health costs for all. The COVID-19 pandemic has shined a light on the importance of having a healthy home in which to shelter in place. But unhealthy homes have long been a challenge for far too many families around the world. Whether it is mold and vermin infestations, the risk to babies who are learning to crawl on a dirt floor, or extended families living in overcrowded dwellings, the places where people live pose health risks to many. As in any disaster, vulnerable populations, including many low-income families, suffer the most. We've seen that the coronavirus has impacted a disproportionate number of African Americans, Hispanics, and other minority groups. Our nation is also being called to a reckoning of racial inequities in many areas. At Habitat, we've been raising awareness of housing policies, both past and present, and how they impact overall well-being of residents and their ability to accumulate wealth. So how do we address both the health emergency and racial disparities? in the same way that you've gone about your work in the Orchard Knob neighborhood. We build coalitions and invite all stakeholders to bring resources to the table. We encourage investment in housing from many sources. We focus on the healing power of bringing people together to build homes, communities, and hope. We listen, and we act out of respect, compassion, and optimism. That has been the strength of Habitat for more than 40 years. We want residents of every community to be able to build equity and to experience the pride of owning a home that they can pass down to future generations. That is why I'm asking you to invest in all of Chattanooga through the Raise the Roof campaign. I pray that you will be generous, because now, more than ever, more families are going to need your help. If you are just learning about the work of Habitat in Hamilton County, please know that your gifts will be leveraged to accomplish more than you can imagine, to help families build a better life. I would ask you to consider the value of a home, particularly in light of the past few months. Consider all the amazing work that the Chattanooga affiliate is doing to change lives, to rebuild communities, and to create thriving and inviting places in which to live. And listen with your heart, and please give generously. Thank you, and God bless.
That was amazing. So it's now time, as I stay in my bubble, for some crowd participation. When I say this area, this area, this area, you have to repeat after me. Raise the roof. Raise the roof. We're going to try that several times because we're going to get it right before the end, right? We're going to raise the roof, and we're going to make sure that we challenge our friends that are not in this studio today. So thank you again to Jonathan for that message. Like Jonathan said, we are here today to raise funds to build strength, stability, and independence in our community, which is, where are we? Chattanooga, Hamilton County. You are the best students ever. All of you all must have made all A's in classes. I believe that. Habitat for Humanity is about transforming lives, breaking cycles of poverty, and creating social equity for those that may not have had the opportunity through traditional means. This year, Habitat is building 3 new homes in partnership with hard-working families. You'll hear some of the stories of Habitat owners throughout the lunch today, and I promise you it's going to make your heart just beat even harder. We're repairing and rehabbing 20 additional homes, and last year we unveiled our Aging in Place program. Did you guys know about that? I'm going to tell you about that. That's a program where we're partnering with 20 low-income seniors to effect necessary modifications in their homes. What does this do? This allows them to safely remain in their home rather than having them to move to a facility or to live with a relative. Do you understand the magnitude of what this program is? That's 40 repairs projects that will be completed in 2020. That is amazing. We're going to be talking about giving in a couple of moments. So when we think about this Habitat for Humanity, when building the foundation of a better life, Habitat starts from the ground up. So here was my lesson a few weeks ago. They start by digging footers, raising walls, and then setting the roof trusses. So Phil gave me a lesson yesterday on what the roof trusses were. I had no idea, but I'm a life learner, and so I had a lot of fun. Like, now tell me again about the roof trusses? Because I just thought you just put some beams together and, okay, there's a house with a roof. But obviously, that's not what Habitat does. They do it from the ground up. But did you know that the process starts way before the roof trusses? Did you guys know that? I wish I had a quiz. We should have thought about this doing a quiz at the tables. Homeowners put in sweat equity, they attend educational classes, and not only that, they contribute toward their closing costs. How many people remember the closing costs when you bought your home? I almost passed out. I had no idea. Nobody, what do you mean closing costs? I thought I was just going to pay a mortgage payment every month. But this is what they are doing. And they also work, can I just say it? I know it's on television, so I'll keep it PG. They work their tails off. That's what they're doing. So you'll hear from a homeowner in a bit whose Habitat journey started with a seed of hope and, more importantly, a plan. We all need a plan. Also, you need a hope for a brighter future of opportunity and a plan to make dreams come true for family. And I believe all of us want that for all of our families. And so here's the thing. Tomorrow, this person that I just told you about, tomorrow, this will actually happen. For 20 years, she has planned to own her own home. For 20 years. Somebody say tomorrow. Tomorrow. Can I get my, no, you don't want me to sing it. Tomorrow, she is paying off her mortgage. Yes! This afternoon, we have the opportunity to invest in the dreams and the plans of a future for Habitat owners. Today, our goal in this room, now look at your neighbor, she said this room. She said this room. She said this room. We have a task in this room at WTCI Studios. In this room, and don't forget about you at home, virtually, you have a task too. We're going to raise $20,000. Look at your watch. That's what we're going to do. We're going to raise $20,000, $1,000 for every year of Renita's mortgage. Somebody said, woo. We're going to do it. We're going to do it. This mortgage is going to go towards our overall goal of $70,000. So I'm going to repeat that because the math people out there going, wait a minute, what is she saying? I'm going to repeat that. We're going to raise $20,000 in this room, $1,000 to every year of Renita's mortgage. That's toward our overall goal of $70,000 to support hardworking, low-income families achieve their goal of having the, let me pose, American dream. Hey, he said that. My dad used to say that. If you make a gift through texting to give, we'll be able to see our progress in real time in this studio. Let's do a test of participation. Raise the roof. Real quick, raise the roof. That's what we're going to do. So today's first donation comes from Coyote Logistics, who are kicking us off with a $1,000 donation. I just love the sound of hand claps when people give in our community. Most of our attendees today are watching from their homes or offices, and thank you again. We hope that you are enjoying your meal from Panera Bread as well. And we'd like to remind you about your party packet. You guys have already opened up your party packets. We're going to talk about that in a couple of minutes. Inside your packet, you should have received today's event program, which is a digital link to look at the program for today, and many other activities for you to do and be engaged together. And I love a challenge, and so you have one of my favorite things. It's a bingo card. I love bingo. And I'm not talking about, I will whip you in bingo. I don't play when it comes to bingo. Make sure that you play your bingo card. Fill it out and compete with your table mates and see who can get bingo first. So you know me. Now, how can I get the first line, second line, third line, fourth line? You can actually do that and have a lot of fun. So we want to see who gets bingo first. We're going to do a few drawings for Habitat Swag throughout the program, so make sure you're paying attention, and you guys at home, stay tuned. If you are registered as an attendee, either in person or virtually, your name is already in the hat for us to pick from our random generator. So don't worry about asking, how do I get in? We have that covered. Your name is already in there. So now, I'd like to take a moment to introduce one of our very special, somebody say celebrity guests. His name is Brett Tudor. Brett is the host of the Discovery Channel's Trading Spaces.
So I've done a lot of silly things in my life, especially when I was younger, but one thing I did when I was younger that was not silly was volunteering for the first time with Habitat for Humanity. I was in high school, I was in a small town, and we were helping out a house where the famous house burned down in a fire. And it changed my life. It got me really excited about building. it got me really inspired. It was the first time I had seen just what a community can do for a family in need when they come together. It was a really life-changing experience for me, and I do believe that there's part of all of us naturally that's designed to give back. I think that's when we're all at our best, is when we're aligned with that. And so I'm very, very proud and grateful and honored to, years later, now being an ambassador for Habitat for Humanity. And I wanted to talk with you real quick about affordable housing and how that's such a huge thing that Habitat is making a dent in this country. I built houses with Habitat all over the country, and this is one of the things I love the best about them is you know, we all know it's times are tough, the economy is going bananas, and it's hard to find affordable housing right now, even harder than it has been. And the thing about affordable housing, it's not just difficult to find, is when a lot of families are forced to live in these older buildings and these older structures. A lot of these buildings were, you know, old materials and methods were used, and there's lead and formaldehyde and there's mold and there's all sorts of stuff inside there that's unhealthy to live in, and a lot of these places don't get service. And so Habitat is doing an amazing job to get people not only in new, pretty homes, but in safe and healthy homes. And I believe that a healthy home is a right for every single person in this planet. And I'm proud to be a part of Habitat that believes the same thing. And so listen, I know that, you know, everybody's got their own mountain to climb and taking care of their own home. But if you're lucky enough where you have some extra money to donate and you want to give back, Habitat is an amazing, amazing organization. They've been around forever, and you can just rest assured that everything's going straight to support families in need. And but a lot of us have some extra time right now. And if you want to give back, man, there's nothing cooler than going out there to a job site, strapping on the tool belt, and actually building some walls for some people, seeing the actual home go up and being a part of that and getting to know the family. And then also going out there and learning some new skills that you can go use around your own home. It's just an incredible thing. I'm very, very grateful to be a part of it. I'm proud to be a part of it. And if you were thinking about volunteering or if you're thinking about donating, Habitat for Humanity, love them to death. It's a great home for anybody wanting to make a difference. And they've done a lot of amazing work, and they continue to do a lot of amazing work with support from people like you. So thank you. Hope you guys are safe. Love you.
So, you know, I had a thought, and then let me tell you what I was going to do. I was going to run up on the podium and try to, you know, play with the set back here. Well, they put a barrier to make sure that even I stay in my lane, in my bubble. I'm cool with that. I am real cool with that, but don't think I won't go on the side. You should have put a mum on the side. All right, let's do our crowd participation for Raise the Roof. You ready? Raise the roof. All A's. All A's. I mean Dean's List style of A's. Once again, Brett, thank you so much for your support. That was a wonderful video that we saw of him. It takes all of us to transform lives, not just a small pocket of people. It takes all of us. And I see that several of you are using your phones right now, so I'm hoping you're texting strength to give. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and do our first Wheel of Fortune. Oh, I feel like I'm on a game TV show. Name drawing for Habitat Swag. So we're going to go to the IT folks and get our generator to start going and see who the winner is. Not me, but I wish I could. We're going to do a drawing here in just a second to see who the winner is. Do I need to do my own? Oh, they didn't pay me for that sounder, but I'm oh, Barbara Daughtery. Congratulations. Yay! The Habitat folks will be in touch with you. Can I just say, you want to know why I'm wiping my brow? Because I was like, I hope I can pronounce the name that comes up. Do you understand that struggle? I was like, please have a name I can pronounce. Okay, so congratulations to you, Barbara, once again. And Habitat folks, they will be in touch with you. And thank you so much for participating. Seriously, it has been a difficult year in our community. Would you agree with that? And I can hear people going, I can hear you through your mask. We had, let's do a count. Easter tornadoes, social justice movement spreading across the country. We had, and still have, the coronavirus. And can I just be honest? We had a black bear in Chattanooga over the weekend. I was like, no, this is not happening. Are you kidding me? So I just hope that all of us realize the importance, seriously, of a home. Because for over the weekend with the black bear, I was like, I got to stay in the house at this point, and I hope everyone has one to get to. So what is a home to you? Where would you be without safety and comfort of your home? Think of a moment about what would happen if you were on a limited income, had to support your children, and your rent continuously increased yearly for a substandard apartment. All the while, you're dealing with health concerns within your own family. You see, in this scenario, you may or not have a social system that can support you emotionally, and we know what that feels like. This is not an imagined scenario for the 35% of the community who are, by definition, rent burdened. Let me tell you what that number is. That is 1 in 3 families. I'll pause right there when you think about that. 1 in 3 families. There are 4 of you at a table. There will be 1 of you. Look around. There are several in this room that this could impact. Let's take a moment to look at where we are on our thermometer. On behalf of Habitat, we want to see everybody in Chattanooga text strength. And we want to look at our thermometer and see where we are. Oh, yes! Oh, wow. Thank you, Lucille, Kelly, and Mark. Thank you so much for donating. We have raised $5,255. Thank you to everyone who has made your gifts. So far, you know we still have room to grow, and I believe that we're going to make our goal today. Now, what's our goal today in this room?
20,000.
Let's say it a little bit louder so everybody can hear us. $20,000. Let's look at that. We're going to achieve that goal because you're going to pick up your phone and you're going to tell your friends, and I know you have a full list of contacts. I've seen your phones. You're going to tell them how they can text strength, and you're going to give them the way to do that. And you're going to do that now, right? Because we are going to raise the roof. We want you guys to show us the money and text to give. Would you agree with that? We need you, we need your help, and we need your help right now. Now, you have heard a lot about Habitat ownership at this point. By me, you've heard from the expert, you heard from Jonathan Reckford, you've heard from celebrities like Brett, but don't just take it from me. Remember the homeowner with the plan I told you about a few moments ago, and I talked about 20 years? Okay, you remember her? All right. Well, I'm so excited to share Renita's story. Renita started her journey with Habitat nearly 2 decades ago and has been with Habitat as an owner for 20 years. This has been her journey.
I joined Rivermont in 1980 after we moved here, and we had a member, Bob Buffalo, who became involved with Habitat and encouraged a lot of the members, men and women, to become involved in supporting Habitat. He was a big supporter of Habitat.
I think the first time that it really made an impact was I went to a dedication of a house, and the new homeowner saw me, and I felt like I was the prodigal son. As I was walking toward her, she was running towards me, and She embraced me like I was her long-lost brother. She was so overjoyed, just almost overcome with the idea that she now had a home of her own. And it's one of those memories that will just stick with me forever. And from that time forward, I became a big fan of Habitat. And I've worked on a lot of houses since that time. The Johnson house that we're talking about today is probably about the first one that I worked on.
I wasn't born here. I was born in Georgia. I'm the youngest of 21 kids. Oh, yeah, 21. All my other sisters were married, so they had homes, and I went to Cromwell Hills Apartments to get somewhere to stay. The last month that I was there for 20 years, my rent went up to $700. I always knew I wanted a house because I like flowers, and I knew I could take care of the house. I would make it my home. I would get a house, but it would become my home. And I was talking to my friends, and one had a Habitat house, and I asked how they did it.
What I saw from her is the determination to have something better for us, and whatever she told me to do, I got to get to work, come down here and help so we can get this house. We had to do some sweat equity hours. That's how I learned about it. I didn't know anything about Habitat before then.
I had faith that I was going to do this. When they were building the house, I would come by like every week, and they were building. They were friendly. They were saying, we know you want this house, and we're going to do everything we can to, make it comfortable. They gave me all ceiling fans in all the rooms. That's what the church did. Some people need a plan, and they don't have it. And they need a hope to have something, and they gave it to us.
Well, the mission of the church is love. I think that says it all, and that's what Habitat really represents in my mind. It's the love of and acceptance of everyone in our community, and their need for a stable home life, just like we would want for everyone.
Well, I think it's a very gratifying feeling that you've actually contributed, in maybe just a small way, to fulfilling the aspirations of others. Renita Johnson paid off her mortgage in 20 years, and the house will now be hers. It will not be a Habitat house.
I can't imagine the sacrifices in order to get that mortgage paid off in 20 years.
I had the Lord to just settle me down, and whatever I had to do, I was going to work. And this year I'll celebrate. It's mine. You can't take it.
Did you see, Renita said she came from how many kids? 21. Now, it's just me and my sister. How many you got? 2. How many do you have, siblings? 2? Okay, so 2 over here. Anybody got 5, 6? She said 21. We saw her story. Now, what's our goal in this room today and virtually? What's the number? 20,000. Okay, now it's time for an honest moment because I'm trying to stay in my bubble. How many of you have texted your friends and told them, get in on this, Habitat, we're raising the roof? Have you texted your friends? Got one in the back. We have it. Text your friends, okay? And tell them to donate right now. You ready for a participation moment? You know who's going first. Ready on 3. Raise the roof. Oh, man, you all are in honor school now. I'm telling you, just had fantastic. Okay, so we've seen Renita's journey, and we want to say thank you to everyone as we go to the screen and see how we're doing right now. Yay! Les, Jay, Dean, thank you so much. We are at $7,980. Our goal is $20,000. You guys keep texting your friends and challenging them and tell them we are serious in this space. Tell them we want to help Renita pay her mortgage off. Because when is it due? Tomorrow. And we're going to do that. Oh, I'm so excited. My heart started beating a little bit faster. Do we have a medical in? Okay. Because I'm like, we got to raise this money for Renita. We got to help her. We can do that in this room. We are making such a big difference with so many family lives through the work of Habitat. You saw Terrence. He's evidence that a stable home is pivotal in the life and work of a child. All of the money that we're raising today stays here locally in our community, but Habitat also has a global mission. There are affiliates all across the country and world that are changing lives, providing safe shelter and increasing independence. Okay, now that my heart is calmed down a little bit because I'm so excited for Renita, now I'm going to crank it up a little bit. Now, you guys have been patiently waiting, and I think it's time to do another Habitat Swag giveaway. And we have to go to our screen for our technology folks and bring up the wheel. Oh, did I do it? Let's see who our winner is right now for Habitat Swag. Bobby Lusk. Yay! I almost went too soon on the ding, ding, ding. But Bobby, congratulations to you. The Habitat folks, they will be in touch with you. And can I be honest, I always want to do that with a game show. Ding, 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 ding. Okay, so now you guys, we're ready to talk about some more celebrities. I don't know who you're more excited to hear from. I'm excited to hear from all of them. But we're going to hear from celebrities and their experiences about growing up in a Habitat home. In a moment, you're going to see Adriana Franch, they call her AD, and she plays soccer. She's the goalkeeper. I need to know where my soccer fan is in this space right now. I know I got a soccer fan. Hey, got a soccer fan in the room? So you know, I'm not that great at soccer, but I love soccer. Well, Adriana, she is the goalkeeper for the U.S. women's soccer team and World Cup champion. World Cup champion. You guys are supposed to roar. I bet you didn't know this, though. Adriana, she grew up in a Habitat home. And here she is to tell us her story.
I think for me, to the community and the volunteers and everybody who works within Habitat, thank you. Thank you for understanding that people need homes. Kids need homes. And some people don't understand that the luxuries that they do have are essentials that some don't have. And when you put the time in to help other people, it makes a difference. And, you know, it has made a difference in all of our lives because individuals and groups and communities came together to help us have a home and stability. And our families are appreciative. And for the people who are about to have the home or move into their home, congratulations. You deserve it. I think that's a big one is it's not it's not just charity. It's you put the work in. And that's what people I don't think understand sometimes with Habitat. They see it as we just got a home and I had to work and buy it for my home, but for people who get Habitat houses, like they actually put the hours, the work to help build it, to get to the point where they can then be stable within this home. And it's so important when you receive the keys that you understand that you deserve it and that you are worthy and that your kids are worthy. I would say, I like to tell my mom we made it. That was a moment, because as a kid, you know, my goal was to go to a World Cup. And I called my mom, I was like, hey, we made it. But I also had a moment when we were in front of everybody walking into the home and receiving our keys that, Mom, you made it. I would agree with Malcolm. You still pursue and keep going, but just enjoy that moment and recognize that that is a very important moment and you deserve it and you made it.
Clap for her. That is amazing. Now, do we have any basketball fans in this space? See, even your chair. Who's your favorite basketball player? Everybody say a name real quick. Michael Jordan. Oh, yes. Oh, I love you. I love you. Any more basketball players? Favorites? Steph Curry. Oh, you got to give it up for Steph Curry. Any more basketball players? Your favorites? The greats? Michael Jordan? Larry Bird. Oh, come on with the old school Celtics. Larry Bird. I love it. I didn't mean to say old school, but you know, it was a minute ago. So next up, I need to find who's my basketball friend. Somebody, does anybody like basketball like me? Oh, is that you? You are my basketball friend. So, you know, I've always wanted to act like I was a coach for a second, but not too long. Okay, we did that. So next up, we have the pleasure to hear from Isaiah Roby, professional basketball player for the Oklahoma City Thunder, and his journey of what it was like to have a safe home and what it meant for him. Here's your three.
I mean, it was amazing. You know, my family, we also were living in public housing before we got our Habitat Home for Humanity. You know, I had spent time living with my grandparents, my grandma. I spent time living with my aunts and my cousins all in the same house. So, you know, being able to have a place where I can go and I have my own room for the first time, you know, it was just amazing being able to, you know, put up what I wanted on the wall, posters on the wall, whatnot. And also being able to just have a place that I knew was my own home. It was amazing. You know, we were able to get, I think like most of my best memories are from that house. You know, my first bike, my first basketball hoop outside. So, you know, it was just a place where, you know, me and my family felt comfortable. And, you know, like everybody else said, it was a place that inspired hope in everybody in our family. Home to me, it means somewhere that you feel safe, somewhere that you know that like no matter how bad a day you're having, you can come home and you can whatever you need to do to unwind, whether it's, you know, take a long shower or just talk to your family or your friends. Like you have that safe place, and being able to be comfortable in your safe place is a huge thing too. You know, now that, you know, growing up how I did and you know, sharing rooms, sharing beds, sometimes even. You know, now that I've had that taste of my own space and my own comfortability, you know, that's something that I wish, you know, everybody could have, everybody could experience. It's a great feeling. And not to say that, you know, growing up how I did was bad, because I think it made me who I am today. And that's why I'm so grateful for it now. But, you know, it definitely is a special thing.
That was amazing to hear from him, but can we talk real sports here? Can we talk some real sports? And can I do one thing? I've always wanted to do this. Like I was the quarterback, blue 42, hut. I've always wanted to do that. Okay, I got it out of my system. I've always wanted to do that. I love some football. So lastly, and certainly not least, we have Malcolm Mitchell, retired wide receiver from the New England Patriots, and of course, a Super Bowl champion. Let's hear from him.
And just the ability to never give up. I will say that same drive exists within my mother. So even though we were in my grandmother's house, sleeping on, my brother was on the couch, I was on an air mattress. We all shared the same room. My mom applied for Habitat for Humanity in government assisted housing. And I'll never forget the night she found out she got denied government assisted housing, public housing. She cried and she wanted to give up. But Habitat called the next day. Mm-hmm. And that house was much more than just a house. It was faith. It showed me that relentless effort, persistence leads to good things. Habitat provided hope. It was the first yard, first mailbox, first front door, first bedroom. So our life went from uncertainty and dreaming of this miracle to proof that God is real. My vision and dreams for being an athlete started while I was in the Habitat home. I moved in at the beginning of high school, and I became a national recruit, part of the Under Armour All-American. I was recruited by every school in the SEC. And so there were a lot of dreams that became reality in that house. And I'll never forget, I took a sheet of paper out of a notebook, and on the back of my door, I nailed the SAT scores that I needed to get into college. On that, I wish I still had that door, which my mom probably does. But that house played a tremendous role in where I built confidence, where I established my goals and dreams. Now, in that moment, did I realize I'd become a Super Bowl champion? No way.
Oh, love that. That was amazing. Whose future are we writing today by participating in this event? Think about the future child who's going to grow up, they're going to excel, and they are going to have their dreams come true because they have adequate support of a stable home. During this time of isolation, dislocation, fear, and trauma, people are struggling. As I'm sure that all of you know this, but I have to continue to say it, people are struggling. Maybe you have been one of them. Everything is just uncertain, and everyone is on the edge, literally. But imagine hearing Mayor Andy Berg's shelter-in-place order in early April, and instead of feeling relieved that our city is trying its hardest to stop the spread of COVID-19, you were even more terrified. Your home is overcrowded. Your home is unsafe. You depended on schools to provide your children with a meal, and now you must find the money for 3 meals a day at your home. See, you're caring for your children all day. You're unable to work full-time, and now you're at risk of not being able to pay for what? Your rent. For many of our homeowners, this is their reality. But for many others, they were able to save money. Some people couldn't do their annual family trip to the beach. Some people couldn't do their annual Friday date night. So now we're asking you, where have you saved during this pandemic? You are here today because you care about affordable housing. And we ask those of you who can consider a gift to help our future homeowners. With your generosity, we can help families feel safe in their homes. We're going to take a moment for the Text to Give campaign. It's going to remain open online for a whole nother week. Please visit our Facebook page to track the progress and share the opportunity with your friends. For those of you who made a gift to Text to Give, just click the link at any time, and it's going to show you live updates. Oh, let's raise the roof. $10,730 toward our $20,000 goal. We had an anonymous gift. We want to thank Robert. We want to thank McCoy. Thank you so much. This is amazing, and it's going to continue because you're going to continue to have your friends text strength at the number. Please encourage everyone to give. And now, I'm going to go to the football field and practice. No, I'm just joking. And now, I would like to bring up Phil Trammell. He's the Vice President of Development at Habitat to finish our event, and I want to say thank you all. You ready for some Blue 42?
Well, first of all, let me say thank you, Nicole. What an amazing job, high energy. I know we couldn't have done it without your enthusiasm, so thank you. To all of you, I mean, there are 40 people, plus or minus, in here, so we thank you so much for joining us today, for helping be mindful of the rules and helping us be safe and do this so that we could enjoy. To the nearly 400 people who bought tickets or purchased tables, wow, thank you. I mean, I've told several people, if you'd have told me when we started all this that we could sell 400 virtual anythings, I'd have said probably not. So to the committee, some of you are here and some of you aren't, but what an amazing job as we transition from trying to do this in a ballroom to a hybrid event. Thank you for all that you did. To WTCI for helping us with this space, which is just remarkable, what we've been able to accomplish here. Just really grateful for their professionalism and their help today. But I also want to thank our sponsors for whom this wouldn't have been possible without their contributions. So our presenting sponsor was Linda Brock Homes. Our other sponsors included First Horizon Bank, Home Builders Association of Greater Chattanooga, Greater Chattanooga Realtors, the Mark Height team, Warren and Griffin, PNC Construction, Title Guarantee and Trust, Mortgage Investors Group, Derryberry Public Relations, the Double Cola Company, HHM, Raymond James, Covenant Transport, and the Chattanooga Times Free Press. Collectively, that group helped us raise about $50,000 for this, so thank you. I also want to thank Gate 11 Distillery. They provided the hand sanitizers that are on your table. If you've used any of it, you know it's related to whiskey. We also want to thank Girls Preparatory School, who loaned us the props, the balls and the jerseys and things. We want to thank them for helping us prepare the party packets. I hope you enjoyed that little special twist in today's event. We also want to thank all of the Chattanooga community who's been so wonderful in helping us prepare and do this and support affordable housing. It's been a remarkable journey for us. So on behalf of Habitat of Greater Chattanooga, we wish to thank all of our guests and all of you online for joining us today. Help us raise the roof. We're out. Thank you.